on site here at the Smoke Shop at Assembly Row, just north of Boston, Massachusetts. This is one of 6 locations that Chef Andy Husbands has of the Smoke Shop BBQ. And Andy was actually one of my earliest guests, episode 16. And the show's evolved so much since then that I'm really trying to get some of my best early guests back on the show to feed them through the new format and to really just paint them in the light they deserve to be painted in. And one of the things we talked about back then with Tremont 647, which was his earliest concept, is that it was very dependent on people, and they had a new menu every 2 weeks, and the name of the restaurant was the address. So it's something that's hard to scale. And what Chef Andy had to deal with is, if I want to scale something, if I want to take something to the next level, I need to make it something that has legs, something that can be scaled, something that can depend on systems and process. So that's what we're going to focus on in today's conversation, and so much more.
With excitement, allow me to introduce to you today's guest, the chef owner of the Smoke Shop BBQ, Andy Husbands. My man, Andy, are you feeling unstoppable today?
Yeah, pretty much every day. That's kind of how we roll. My friend of mine owns a consulting company, Real Food, and you should talk to him. Ed Doyle, just a great guy. And he said something which I really liked was every day just a little bit better.
1% better every day.
Right, and I just love that. But I'll also tell you, just personally, my personal philosophy, and I was speaking yesterday at Johnson & Wales to some students, and I kind of talked a lot about this, was have the best time possible in all circumstances.
Get into that.
So, often people are like, oh, well, what don't you like about your job? Or people, this is the best one. Any restaurateur knows this. Oh, you own a restaurant? Oh, you must work a lot.
What was the first thing you said to me when I walked in today? Do you remember?
No.
You're like, you must think my life is different than what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I don't do much.
Yeah. Well, no, because people think, oh, restaurant work so hard. It's like, I don't know. Is it? I think nursing's hard. I think lawyer sounds awful.
Right.
So, to have the best time possible is like you just kind of just enjoy it, and you see the beauty in everything you do. And yes, are there things that sure I prefer probably not to do, but it's part of it. So you take it as the whole, the 3,000-foot view. You don't take it as like, oh, even my old restaurant, when I used to run my old restaurant, which was a single unit, I ran payroll. And that is not the most jazzy thing to do. But I loved it because I loved everything I do, and I enjoy everything I do. I personally don't understand going through life going, I don't like this. It's like, well, then don't do it.
Did you always love it, or did you have to learn to love it?
Listen, I had a crazy upbringing, and I wanted something, and I would really want something, and maybe I didn't get it, but then I got something else, and so I was like, okay, this is good for me then. I moved a lot. And so, that's hard on
military?
a child. No, rock and roll.
Okay.
But similar.
Yeah.
Without the rules. I just learned to kind of roll with it. And I got really good at it. And I think that was some good youthful training for me now,
Dude, I'm listening to this book right now, and it's called like the 15 Disciplines, or the 15 something. Of course, like the title is escaping me, but it was referred to me, and it's about basically like these 16 disciplines you need to have for leadership. And like right out of the gate, they're just talking about just kind of accepting, like, you can't control the universe.
Yes.
You're a part of it. Mm-hmm. You're within it. You're like it is one, and you're on this journey. And if you try to control every little thing or try to be right, like that will consume you. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
does that sound familiar?
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, if you're trying to control everything, you're going to be really sad all the time.
Yeah.
It's just because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, unless you're like, I don't know, in a box painting, and even then it's difficulty.
This episode made possible by Restaurant Systems Pro.